Welcome to Where Does Food? This is the Food History Podcast, where we podcast about the history of food. I'm your host, Tim, and with me is also your host.
What's up, I'm Elle.
Guys, today's episode is about falafel. We're talking about falafel. Do you like falafels? Because I do.
Yeah, I like falafels.
Do you like falafels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Yeah. I mean, out of the two of us, I would hope you do, because it's more related to your life than mine.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have you know people in India.
Yeah.
It's a popular dish.
Talked to my grandma literally 2 days ago. It was like her birthday the other day.
Yeah. She's probably eating falafel.
It's her favorite food.
One thing I do love about Indian cuisine is how vegetarian it is.
Yeah, and it's flavorful.
And you don't really eat it that much.
No.
It's just wild.
No, I mean, I'll have my dal and my roti every night, Monday through Thursday.
Nice. So you do like falafel. It is Halloween, as we're going to keep mentioning for literally the last half of the season. The last 5 episodes are going to it is Halloween. So on a scale of 43, how many jack-o'-lanterns do you give it?
On a scale of 43.
Yep.
So I've only ever had falafel. I don't know if there's different ways of having falafels. So I'm going to go 28, 29.
Wow. Falafel's really down the middle for you, huh?
It's down the middle. Yeah, that's what I feel like.
You're not in love with it?
No. But I don't hate it either. So I feel like it's going to get bumped up, but who knows?
Who knows?
I said 29. Okay. I'm going to say 29.
29 out of 43.
Okay.
All right. Falafel. I'm going to describe what falafel is. It's a deep fried ball and or patty. How have you had it?
The patty.
Right. Okay. Typically made from chickpeas or fava beans or both.
Oh.
Sometimes made with both.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a bean fritter.
Bean fritter, yeah.
That's what it is. It's a bean fritter. It's a fritter full of beans.
Good beans.
So actually, funny enough about the two varieties, Egypt specifically makes it with fava beans. They don't do chickpeas.
Like ever?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they'd probably break your fucking knees.
Yeah, okay.
If you fucking...
So no chickpeas in
Egypt. And the chickpea varieties, typically found in Middle Eastern countries.
No, sorry.
And the beans are mixed with a variety of spices, ingredients like cumin, coriander, parsley, garlic, scallions. You fucking name it. It's,
as I say, I feel like it sounds a little bit more familiar.
Yeah, it's a hedge page of stuff.
Hedge page.
It's a hedge page. It's typically served with a pita, pickled veggies, or hot sauce and tahini sauces.
Love me some tahini, dude. Yeah. Oof. So good.
Yeah, throw some pickled veggies on that bad boy.
Or some pickled veggies on that.
And we know that I love...
Just but I gotta let.
Sorry. So we know that I like etymology. So we're going to kind of dive into that first, as I do.
I got my scuba gear. What you got?
Hey there. It's your host, Tim, stopping the podcast to tell you about an awesome deal that you can get through Rep Sports. Rep Sports is a supplement company, so they help supplement people's workout lives. They have proteins, pre-workouts, post-workouts, recoveries. They have all types of supplements over there, so go check them out and fill out that stack. I know you're getting low. I can feel it. My stack's getting low. I'm about to do me a shop as well. You can also get mine and Elle's favorite energy drink, Raise Energy. I'm telling you, one can gets you through the day. Not a problem. Raise Energy is fantastic. No crash at all. So if you go to repsports.com and use the code WDF15, you can get 15% at checkout. Again, WDF15, you get 15% at checkout, and you also get to support this podcast and support your workout routine, man. Go do it. Now enjoy the rest of this podcast that we love doing. Hey guys, welcome to the ad section. I'm here to tell you real quick about Anchor by Spotify. You may have heard us talk about Anchor at the end of our episodes, is because Anchor is the platform we use to distribute our podcasts. It's totally free. It helps us distribute our podcasts to different platforms. That's how we're on Apple Podcasts. That's how we're on Google Podcasts, CastBox, you name it. They've helped us do that. You can record directly on the app, on the webpage, so you don't even need a super fancy setup. It's super straightforward, totally free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started on your podcast or whatever you like to do. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the episode. So the word falafel is Arabic in origin, and is plural to fulfill, not F-U-L, but F-I. It's not English.
Right.
It's borrowed from the Persian pilpil, from the Sanskrit work
Oof.
papali, which means long pepper. Very
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And from Aramaic pilpal, which is a small round thing. And the word falafel originated in the Egyptian Coptic as falafel. So three separate things, meaning many beans.
Falafel. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Also, the Egyptian Coptic is it's like a religious organization.
Yes.
So
sometimes they'll have the tattoo on there.
Yeah. And I didn't put the dates around this. This is, I believe, like 16th, 15th century.
Oof, okay.
Something like, I think I get into the history, like actual dates, because at the etymology part, I tend to leave out the years because I'm just kind of like writing down the. Like everything I seem to research here, its origin is debated. You know what I mean? It's not agreed upon.
Okay.
And that's gonna boil over.
Okay. Okay.
It's believed to have originated in Egypt, inspired by similar foods from India.
What up?
So here's the funny thing about that. You can pretty much just throw that out the window if you want, because there's no evidence for it. Zilch. Zero.
Damn.
It's nothing. Nothing documents that. It's just like
word of mouth
it
situation.
Just makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Just by like trading routes and just all that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just based on global stuff. Yeah, no evidence for that. But legend has it that Copts ate falafel as early as the 4th century.
Dang, that's so early.
Yeah, real early.
Okay.
And again, that's the ethno-religious group native to North Africa. They're doing their thing. Fava beans only, baby.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
The earliest written references to falafel in Egypt date in the 19th century, however.
Okay.
And written history, it does not necessarily. It does not equal like how long something's been around. Typically, when we do this, it's like, oh, they were eating it here. We found like evidence of it, and then it was like first in a book here. So like. The fact that it like wasn't in there, doesn't mean anything. But that's the first time it was noted in text. It's the 19th century. Alexandria is the port city of Egypt, so it was super easy to export the dish to the Middle East.
Okay.
And then later to the Levant, which is the large region in Eastern Mediterranean, Western Asia. So if I refer to the,
is making sense now.
I refer to the Levant, you'll know that it's that group of countries. In the Middle East, falafel is a common street food. We love our street foods.
Yes.
And it is regularly eaten as a part of meza, which is a small dish that's included in an appetizer.
Okay.
I looked up the word and it was pretty much just like kind of like group word of like, oh, this just goes into like your appetizer. So yeah, so it makes sense. Falafel being an appetizer. It's actually quite common in the States too as an appetizer. There are tons. Like if you go to certain restaurants that aren't necessarily like Mediterranean and like that's not their whole like shtick.
Right.
You'll see like falafel as an appetizer.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out for that now.
Falafel is also sometimes eaten as a part of iftar, which is the meal that breaks that daily fast after sunset during Ramadan. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. This is me
Don't know
learning.
How y'all do it.
This is me learning about religions
That's
on
cool.
this episode. Falafel was a lot of me learning about like Middle Eastern and Mediterranean and like, North African ordeals.
It's like you got more insight into the culture of the area than necessarily just like, that's cool.
Because turns out falafel means a lot.
That's our trailer for this episode.
Turns out that when falafel gets tied to a religious practice, it starts to have some heavy weight.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, do you want to make a guess at who makes an appearance in this as far as a company goes? As far as think of a food company that has...
Sabra?
Think of a food company that for some reason seems to always serve every food ever at some point.
Like McDonald's, bro.
McDonald's
no way.
Served a McFalafel for breakfast. That's exactly what they did, and they did it in Egypt.
I don't hate it, though.
Yeah, I don't know if they still serve it. Everything I read about it was past tense. Yeah, so the McFalafel, man, it was a breakfast menu item in Egypt.
No.
I guess it's fitting that Putin had a political underling, because the history of falafel devolves into political discussions and the relationship between Arabs and Israelis.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That escalated so fast.
Yeah.
I did not realize.
Now we're talking about those two groups.
Okay.
And if you, I don't know, literally watch the news for 2 seconds, you'll know that that's a problem all the time.
Just off rip. Okay.
It's been considered the national dish for Egypt, Palestine, and Israel.
I see where that's you see where that's an issue. Okay.
Believe that Israelis appropriated the dish from them. So the Palestinians are like, Israelis over here, cultural appropriation. Palestinians are like those white motherfuckers. Yeah, essentially, it's what white people did to hip hop. That's what the Palestinians are claiming the Israelis did to falafel. It escalates.
Clearly.
The Lebanese Industrialist Association. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I haven't, but I feel like
they sued Israel for selling and marketing foods like falafel and hummus.
Oh shit.
Claiming to lose tens of millions of dollars.
I'm sorry, that's incredible.
I don't know. I tried really hard to find the outcome of this.
Oh.
And I don't know if lawsuits just go on forever, sometimes they just keep going.
That's true, they just get perpetuated.
This was the thing in 2008.
I think that's recently. I mean, considering this.
So I was trying to find it. I could not find it. The only thing I kept finding was that they had sued them. I don't know if there was anything that was settled. Here's what I did find, though.
Wow.
Food lawsuits happened before. So this wasn't even setting a precedent. It was following a precedent set by Greece, when they sued over feta cheese.
No way.
Yes.
What? Okay.
They brought it to the UN and said that...
I'm sorry, the United Nations.
That's the only way countries can sue other countries, by the way. I don't know if that's the only way, but that's a way. And essentially they sued over feta cheese being Greece.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. This is Greece people made this, and no one can appropriate that from us.
Wow.
So
I respect
wild.
That. Holy fuck, yeah.
Yeah, wild. So just, throw where falafel comes from culturally on top of the fire.
The political firestorm.
That's over there. The political, that's wild.
That's
to
wild
me.
to me.
Wild.
Kind of. I didn't realize falafel had such a political impact.
Yeah. Well, and I guess, and we mentioned it, I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's this big cultural thing. You
take pride in their food.
Yeah, and it's connected to your religion, and I don't know,
the way of the lay of the land when things were that's insanity to me, though.
Yeah.
In the UN, they're like, we're gonna sue someone about this.
I mean, makes sense though.
It does. No, it does.
Because
it does.
And again, I'm not gonna act like we're above this.
Nope.
You literally we have 2 states that argue over who makes the best pizza. You know what I mean? We got Chicago and New York just going at it constantly, just chirping back and forth all day long. They're like one extra thing on top of that conversation to just drive it into insanity. You know what I mean? Because all it is just, who makes the best pizza?
Yeah.
But now just imagine if they had a couple of more disagreements. Those 2 states would be going to war.
You're right. No, that's a good point. Contention's already happened.
It's not that the Palestine and Israel conflict is on the hinge of falafel. It's just the fact that it's already an issue, and then it's just you know what? Those fuckers also have falafel from us. It is just, you know what I mean? It's just it's just another thing that just gets tacked onto this.
True, yeah.
But I do love that they're like, no, man, we're losing money because of that shit, and they're appropriating our culture. And as we all know, that's not, you don't want to do that.
No.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to appropriate people's culture.
But more importantly, if there's money involved.
More importantly, if you're losing tens of millions of dollars, which I would have loved to sat in and listen to how that figure came up. What, tens of millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars of falafel.
Off of falafel and hummus?
Who would have thought? No way. No way, no how.
No way.
They counted in future profits.
Yeah.
Surely.
They were
at this rate.
Yeah, at
Falafel
this rate, we're going to lose
popularity
tens of millions.
will be
That's, yeah.
23x, but yeah, no.
So that would happen. All right, so falafel, let's go to America. Let's bring us in. Let's get us
These
involved.
damn Yankees. What we
Let's
got?
throw us in here. So, falafel really didn't, it didn't really have any kind of staple in America cuisine, outside of like Middle Eastern and Mediterranean and Jewish neighborhoods until the 1970s.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, something about, I don't know, but no one, it's one of those things where you don't really know why. Like,
Cuisine
but like,
was...
it maybe the rise in like the vegetarian diet becoming a little bit popular, kind of hinging off the backs of like a hippie movement. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe that kind of granola kind of movement was coming up.
I appreciate the fact that you reference it as the granola movement.
Yeah,
with
nothing.
There's nothing bad with. Yeah, there's nothing
absolutely not.
Yeah,
everything bad you've ever heard about hippies is because they go against the establishment. That's why people don't like them. So check yourself. If you don't like hippies, if you don't like hippies, double check your fucking standards, all right? Because maybe your optics are getting skewed. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
There's nothing wrong with people being fucking genuine about wanting better things like in their food and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Tim, are you complaining about society, but yet you participate in society?
Yeah, I know.
Wait a second. No, what that mean?
Yeah. I'm putting on my clown makeup as we speak.
It is Halloween. It's
it is. Yeah, so, it starts to kind of get popular. Okay. And like I was actually mentioning earlier, you really don't have to go to like a Mediterranean place or...
No, right.
And more specifically, before 1970 and like in America, it was in neighborhoods, right? Like it wasn't just like... Oh, now there's a bunch of like Mediterranean shops or whatever.
Like street food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was specifically in neighborhoods, and then, like I said, it started to kind of pull out of that and start to spread around. Falafel, like I mentioned, super popular with vegetarians and vegans as a meat alternative. I've never really seen it as a meat alternative. Okay. I get that it is, and I've definitely ordered...
Extra source of protein.
I've definitely ordered like, the pita sandwiches and all that stuff with falafel instead of, any sort of lamb or anything like that. But I don't know, like at the end of the day, yes, it's got some protein, but it's also fried food. So it's like, that's
how healthy can it
sort
actually
of
be?
Counterbalances it a little bit. But like to me, also, I haven't really mentioned it. I love falafel. Falafel is super good. Like I think falafel is really delicious, and I think if it's made right, it's really, really good.
So every time I've had it, I've never been like, oh, this was bad.
Yeah, I mean, I personally really, really like it. I think it's super herbaceous and salty, and sometimes some people make it like spicy, and it's really good.
And it's like depending on like people eat it with like a dipping sauce as well, not necessarily hummus per se, but
tahini. I'm telling you, tahini sauces
so good.
Yeah. And in the States specifically, we've used falafel in recipes for like an alternative to meatloaf or sloppy joes and meatballs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have thought yeah, that makes sense though. The texture's there, like the consistency's there. You wouldn't really know any different. You put some sauce on there. So I've never personally made falafel, but there is... Some of the best falafel I've had is typically green on the inside because it has that parsley, like a lot of parsley. And then some of the better ones I've had have a little bit of spice, but I like spicy food. So like having some sort of like paprika in the end or something like that. Something that just adds a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of like tingle on the tongue is really nice. So that's my personal favorite versions. And I don't like it, again, I don't like it as an alternative. I sort of just like it, again, to like dip in a sauce. As like a side.
Pickled veggies, I'm telling you, like for real, like some pickled onions or something like that. Falafel shines.
No, there's a bowl that I get. It's like a beef broth, purple rice blend, but it's like it comes with like a herb ranch and some steak, and you get some falafels on there and some pickled onions and pickled jalapeno. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Just like, and it's like you said, like the falafel, it's crispy on the outside, so you get a nice little crunch, but then you get to the inside, it's nice and soft and like
fluffy. Like it is. It really is just like prime time textural food. Yeah, man. You want to talk about textures? Prime
so
time.
Good. Texture's really big for me. And one of the things I like about falafels is that you can dip it or like have it with some sauces, like when you have like a falafel sandwich, like a pita sandwich, and it isn't. I don't know. It's weird. It soaks up a little bit of that sauce, but the falafel itself still holds its own. It still has its own flavor, and it still comes through. It doesn't get overmassed, doesn't overpower. Like I don't know. It's just
It's wild. So me personally, I've always really enjoyed falafel, and I think it's great as an appetizer. I really do love it in that realm. I mean, again, it's fried, it's savory, and it's not necessarily going to fill you up if you have a few.
It's not too heavy. Yeah, it's not too heavy, but you can definitely eat a filet. I'm like, all right, I'm full.
And here's a little fun fact.
Yeah, more for fun facts.
The largest falafel ball is 74.75 kilograms.
Okay.
Or
thank you.
164 pounds, 12 ounces.
So you're doing that conversion. I didn't anticipate it to be that high. It's like, oh, okay. Holy cow, dude.
Well, so the kilograms to pounds, a bad simple conversion is that it's like it's typically like double, but that gets worse as you get bigger.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like if you look at, a 2.5 kilogram thing, it's roughly 5 pounds. But like I said, as you get heavier, that starts to kind of fail because it's technically like 2.23, something like that. But that's like a rough conversion. Which again, if you look at that, you're looking at, again, almost 80 kilograms. Yeah. And it's 160 pounds.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So or maybe it's like 1.8. I don't know. It's one of those conversions where it's like, technically it does, like I said, it fails when you get bigger because there is like a slight variation. It's not 2 on a nose. The previous record was 23.94 kilograms or 52 pounds and 12 ounces. So let's just talk about the jump in the world records.
Like, okay, 50 pounds worth of falafel. All right. Oh, no way.
Here's the best thing about it. The previous record was held in America, and then I can't remember the country. But I do. It's funny because it's like a Mediterranean country, like a Middle Eastern country that like ended up making it, and they like doubled the size and just kicked everyone's ass. This is how we do it.
So don't try and ever beat this record ever again. Like
it's serious, man. It's serious.
But how did they? How?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I want to know what the process was.
I didn't want to know. I'm going to be honest. Really large foods scare me a bit. I have like kind of anxiety with it. Like it's very scary.
No, I think that's a fair assessment.
I think those are like some modern marvels. And I'm just like, it shit terrifies me.
Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah. So that was a real funny little thing that I saw. The 52 to 164 pound jump there was good.
What a flex.
Man, that is all I got on falafel.
Falafels. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that was light and airy like that falafel is.
Yeah.
It was like packed with a punch there. That was good.
Not like a ton of like super detailed words and things that I had to like try and learn to say, and a bunch of like hardcore where does it come from ordeal. It's overall a pretty straightforward thing, but then ends up getting into some like socio-political
really fucking heavy
wars.
shit.
And then also like not even a lot of history in America, just like super kind of straightforward. Like, it just wasn't really popular until later, but there's no official real like reasoning for it. So I mean, that's falafel. How you feeling? Are you going to go up? Are you going to stay the same?
I was at 29, right? I want to bump that bad boy up to like 36, 37.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm satisfied with falafel.
Yeah.
Its political impacts is what really raised the bar for me.
Falafel, you satisfy me.
That's right.
Welcome to Where Does Food BDSM?
This is the pod after dark.
This is our podcast. Where Does Food After Dark?
Hot young singles in your area
are approaching quickly. Pack your shit. Get out.
Get the fuck out, buddy. You gotta go.
It's happening.
Just turn it a Cloverfield. You can't see it.
Well, guys.
Tim, we love falafels.
Yeah, that's our falafel.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of information about falafel and you're like, wow, Tim, your research in falafel sucked. Like, maybe you shouldn't quit your day job. Don't worry, I'm not.
Probably not. Unless you guys change that.
Yeah,
wink.
So wink. Check us out on Twitter at Where Does Food. I am at Tim Weehuntin. L is
at L3_Chapo.
Gotcha. There you go. And it's L, just the letter L. Her thing is not as straightforward as mine, but that's okay. It's better than mine. Mine is kind of lame. It's just my name.
I got shamed, so to change mine. Something cool.
Yeah, so you can check us out on Twitter. You can keep contact with us.
Get the mentions up.
Yeah,
but not the DMs.
I don't know, man. Be nice. Fucking
Please.
A. It's not that serious. It's just
yeah, we're chilling.
It's just the internet. You can also check us out on anchor.fm/where-does-food, or you can just check out wherever you're listening to. You can check out the little information there. It's gonna have all the links
all right there in the description.
I'll keep talking, but I'm just telling you, it's easier for you to read
just
it.
Saying. Just a few clicks, and you're where you want to be.
There you go. You'll find us on Spotify, and CastBox, and Apple Podcasts. Hey, if you found us on Apple Podcasts, leave that review, baby.
Please.
You know what I mean, it helps us out. Makes us look good. Makes us look legit.
Too legit to quit.
Yeah. Also, if you actually check out the Anchor, that is kind of home base, so that's where any bonus episodes are going to go.
Pretty
you can also support us via Anchor. Yeah, I mean, that's, more support we get, obviously, the more we can kind of do this and maybe spend a little bit more time doing it. And then give everyone love and, and learning, and learn with us, because we're also learning when we do this.
Sharing.
That's actually kind of why we're doing it. It's because we figured it'd be fun to learn.
Yeah, I know. Shock, you guys. Shock. But yeah.
So yeah, again, check us out at all the places I just said. You all have a lovely night and a good Thanksgiving. And I hope that you had a spooky Halloween.
That was good.